Hey everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you so much for joining me. So as many of you know, I just moved to a new place in New Jersey, from New York City out to New Jersey. I'm getting some peace and quiet, but part of that peace and quiet so I can really listen to my music. And I got lucky here. A company called RetroLife reached out to me and asked me to review their new turntable here. And so I happen to be in need of a brand new one. So this works out perfectly for me in my new house. I get a new turntable here to review. So I'm gonna unbox this. We're gonna take a look at everything here. I'm gonna test it out, review it. So please stick around for that though. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do that. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things help support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, you're gonna be able to stay up to date on everything going on, just like this, the review of this turntable system here from RetroLife. I'm gonna leave a link to their website in the description, but they got a lot of products. You can check it out there, all different kinds, hopefully to suit your needs, different price ranges, etc. But we are gonna review this one here. I'm gonna get the camera reset up here. We're gonna start getting into this and see what's going on. All right, so we're back here. Gotten resituated. I've got my trusty X-Acto so that I can actually get into this thing. As always, whenever you're cutting into things, be careful. You want to keep those hands. So I'm just going to split this open. It actually came out pretty easy right there. Right on top, I like the fact that what we've got here is a different box inside a box. That means this thing is going to be really protected here. So let me lift this thing out. So we've got this one here. Let me just set this aside for a minute. And then we've got what looks to be the dust cover. Oh, I think it's the whole unit. Give me a second here. It's coming out. There we go. And I'm going to actually slide this over, and it looks like the plate or wheel itself is there. So let me put the box aside, and let's take off the styrofoam if we can. I'm going to sit this down because I don't want to damage it. So it appears that this may be taped on in some fashion. Give me a second here. I'm gonna lift off the lid. Let's take that out. So, already very beautiful. Seeing, as it says on top there. Okay, and very carefully I can take these off now. There we go, those both come off beautifully. And let's see if I can get the plastic off of this. A little piece of tape on here. One moment, tear that off. And very carefully, I'm gonna pull this off because there's a lot of little moving parts under that. Look at that, beautiful wood. This is one of the things that attracted me to the company, was that the turntable itself, the body of it is on this wood. Got a beautiful arm there, nice controls, everything. I'm super excited about this. So let me sit this back down here, and give me 1 second. I'm gonna reset up again so that you can see what I'm doing down here. All right, so while my head may be out of this view, you can perfectly see the player here. And first thing up on this is that I'm not finding any instructions, so I'm putting this together the best way I know how. And you know, we're gonna have to see if this is the right way to do it. I'm sure those of you that really know players immediately would recognize something to that nature, but you know, my big collection of CDs, I do have quite a few records, but you know, instructions would certainly help on this. So you know, it's pretty straightforward, I have to say. It's been very easy to figure out, and I think, you know, we're doing all of this right here. Looks like it. So the next thing on this, I mean, that was pretty simple, putting that in just like that, but it's gonna get it hooked up, and I'm gonna get the speakers out. In fact, let's slide that over, and let's put that. You know what's gonna be really funny here? If the instructions are inside this, which they probably are. All right, so here are the speakers, and yes, there are instructions in this. So, you know what they always say, read everything before you answer a question. Same would be true for this. There's those beautiful instructions. So strike what I said about that. I just should have moved a little slower maybe on this. and then I would have been able to get that. But there you go. And again, beautiful wood speakers on this. Let's get one of these out of here. I want to see this. Look at that. That is so nice. I'm a big fan of stained wood things, so, you know, adds a bit of class to what we're doing here. You know, it's big music fans, rock and metal and so forth, and you know, you got a nice stained system, you know, stained wood system. I think it's a pretty beautiful thing. I don't know if you can see through the screen that's on this, but it's a nice shaped speaker that's in there, both woofer and tweeter that are in those. So got some cables to hook up here and stuff of that sort. Let me get all of that done. I'm gonna test this thing out. I'm gonna show you guys what this thing is when it's all put together, and I'm gonna reset up. All right, so as I mentioned, instructions are a good thing. They do come with them. I'm gonna do the belt that has to go on this here, and also do the counterweight and so forth. So very simple here. We're just gonna open this top back up and lift this off very gently. I'm gonna lay it down on some plastic over here. I've got my belt, which came separate. I'm gonna gently put this on around that part, not pulling too hard. I don't wanna overstretch it. And then pop it on there. And then I'm gonna just adjust it around so it's very even on this. Don't want the wheel to be pulling in any way that it should not. So we're gonna get that all aligned up carefully. I'm gonna pop the wheel back on, but I also wanna do the counterweight that's on here, which just simply goes on the back and spins around. If I get this going the right way, there we go, on there. And then we will take the plate, get that back on, and the same thing with the protective cover on that. And now I will move on to doing the rest of the setup with the speakers and so forth and come back. All right, everyone, so we've got it put together. This thing is looking really good here. I talked about the stained wood on it. I happen to be a real fan of that sort of thing. I think the aesthetics of this is very nice. The quality of this thing looks really sharp and elegant and that sort. I mean, it's a nice way to display the albums and so forth. Like, I want to look at this turntable. That's how I feel about it. Sound-wise, I'm pretty impressed with this thing here. I decided to play on it. The first thing being Fix, Shattered Room. It's a 1982 album. I know this album, so I know what it should sound like. For me, it is a good test on this here. As I already said, I'm impressed with it, but I want to give you guys a little sampling. Now, I can only do a few seconds of this because we don't want to get into copyright issues, but let's check a bit of this out. You can hear it. Here goes. Right away, you can hear there's a nice bottom end on this. It's very full, it's warm. Let's move it into a little bit more so you can get another more in-depth feel of what this is. Here it should start up, there you go. It's a great song just in and of itself, but it's also a nice way to test this thing here. And I'm gonna just move it into the second track on here and get a little bit of that, and let's see. It's all very crisp and clear. It's doing what it should do for a vinyl record, an analog source material like this. It's allowing all of those things to remain independent, upfront, and so forth. I think this system is doing it. It's bringing out the qualities of what I love about vinyl. So for the dollar amount that this is, I think you're getting a really great system that looks beautiful, sounds good, nice aesthetics, all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. You can go check out this company if you want, see if this product is for you. They've got other different models. If you've already got speakers, they sell just the turntable and so forth. So a lot of options in there. Go check them out. RetroLife is the company. Some nice product here. I think it's definitely be up your alley. I like it myself. Have at it. All right, everyone, take care, have a good one, and I'll be talking to you all real soon. Bye-bye.